You're inside the Mouse Castle with Tim and Anthony. Visit us at themousecastle.com. Follow the Mouse Castle on Facebook and Inside the MC on Twitter. Inside the Mouse Castle is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. Soon, you'll understand why. Here's Tim and Anthony.
Welcome inside the Mouse Castle. I'm Tim Calloway.
And I'm Anthony Reynolds. It is November 11th, 2015.
It's Veterans Day.
It is.
It is.
Happy Veterans Day to all our veterans, and thank you for your service.
Very much so, yeah. We are your weekly dose of Disney news, information, and commentary. And what have we got coming up today?
Disneyland is decked out in holiday decorations and Star Wars signs.
And you saw them this week.
I did see them twice this week, because I'm a ridiculous person. I wasn't even 2 days in a row, and I don't even live in California.
But you did it because you could.
I did it because I can. New trailers are out for Alice Through the Looking Glass and Finding Dory. I need to get new glasses. I thought it said Finding Dawn. I'm like, who's Dawn? Where's he at? And the Avengers Superheroes Half Marathon is coming up this weekend.
Yay.
That's all next inside the Mouse Castle. So yeah, I got back. I went to Disneyland. We're acknowledging that we recorded this tonight, right?
By the time people hear it, you went to Disneyland yesterday.
Yes. I went to Disneyland on Tuesday, let's say.
Yeah, let's call it Tuesday.
That works. I like to call it Tuesday.
Yeah, and then we're a day late this week than we said we were going to be. It was going to be a Tuesday thing. Now we're recording on Tuesday for a Wednesday thing. Next week we'll probably go back to a Tuesday thing.
Well, our listeners need to get used to that. Our schedule's like jazz, baby.
Yes, just subscribe to us on iTunes or whatever platform you listen to us on, SoundCloud, and the show will automatically pop up whenever we do one.
Automatically, hey?
Automatically.
Huh.
But anyway, you made 2 trips to Disneyland because you just can't get enough of the Christmas season in November.
I didn't even realize the Christmas stuff was up until I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, the Christmas stuff is up.
I mean, it was like what? Like the day after Halloween, all the Halloween stuff, all the pumpkins go away and whoop, there's all the Christmas stuff the next day. It's crazy.
It was weird because I was there last Thursday and I was there Tuesday, and I was looking at the Christmas stuff. Main Street USA didn't even have the tree up yet. And then I show up today, boom, or today, yes, on Tuesday, and it's up.
It just grew. It just grew there.
Yeah, I don't know how they got that tree grown so fast, where they found tree and they had shipped in. I don't know.
Those Imagineers, they can do anything.
And all the time they took to decorate it. I don't even know if there's a tree underneath that.
The little elves came in during the middle of the night and did the whole thing.
Ah, yes. Elves.
Yeah, that's what we'll call
it. The only Christmas rides that are open are the Haunted Mansion Holiday, of course, because that's still from Halloween. And now Small World Holiday is open.
Yeah, it just opened over the weekend.
Yep. Jingle Cruise is still being worked on, so... Space Mountain, they have the signage up for Hyperspace Mountain, getting off the Christmas topic, because we've discussed Christmas already.
Yeah, we have, and we'll be discussing it a lot in the coming weeks.
No, it's the most time of the year.
It's gearing up for Star Wars Season of the Force in Tomorrowland.
The Force. Yeah, so they have Hyperspace Mountain is up with a sign that says Season of the Force with like an X-Wing on there. They have Season of the Force sign entering Tomorrowland, where you're coming in from like the Matterhorn. They have a sign up there. They have banners hanging from the light poles. And they have, it looks like some lighting stuff or something on the People Mover track now. And they were covered in bags when I was there. But I sent you a photo. There were some people standing up in the loading platform of the old People Mover rocket rods area. So I'm guessing they were there for that.
Ooh, what do you think they were doing?
I don't know, putting up lighting instruments?
Yeah.
Building a
new ride.
This is going to be a secret ride opening.
And just like all the Christmas decorations, just woof, it'll be there the next day.
It'll be rocket rods, and they'll be like, what do you mean it's closed? It's always been here.
I know, it's just been 101 for all these years.
Yeah, we got that going.
Yeah. We never
just
took it
take
down.
Out Buzz Lightyear and make it the queue again.
Yeah, and you have to go underground into the basement and then come up onto the platform. God, I hated rocket rods.
It was weird. I can't believe that how badly Tomorrowland 98 failed.
Oh, yes.
It failed was there any way that it was a success?
No. Now, was it Tomorrowland 98 or 97?
It was 98.
It was 98. Okay.
It was 98.
And then there was an old TV series called Space 1999 starring Martin Landau, but you won't remember that.
Nope, I don't know who that is.
You don't know Martin Landau?
I don't know if I know him.
Martin Landau was Bela Lugosi in Ed Wood with Johnny Depp.
I never saw that one.
Okay, never mind then.
Nice try, champ.
Yeah, whatever. He was also the voice of the school teacher in Frankenweenie. The one with the real thick accent. That's Martin Landau.
Okay, that guy. Okay. Yeah, I'm on board. I still can't picture him, though, because it's a cartoon.
Okay.
Is he a cartoon person?
No, he's not. He's an actor, has been around a long time. He was in the original Mission Impossible TV series. He had a small role in the Hitchcock thriller North by Northwest with Cary Grant.
With Will Smith?
No.
Hancock, right?
Move along. How was Disneyland?
Disneyland was fun. I had a great time. A great time was had by all.
Yes. And now, how busy was it?
The crowds were actually pretty good. Thursday, it was nice. I mean, I got on every ride I wanted to get on. I mean, 40 minutes was like the longest wait I saw for anything that I would have been interested in, but no. And then today it wasn't bad either. It's kind of the sweet spot where, the Halloween October crowds are done, the Thanksgiving and now Season of the Force crowd has yet to come in. So, I mean, if you're okay with a few rides being closed, it's like a really good time to get to the parks.
Yeah, because starting Friday, it's going to go insane because you're going to have extra crowds in there that are coming in for the Avengers Superheroes Half Marathon weekend, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And then Monday, officially, Season of the Force is supposed to open in Tomorrowland, but those of us who are going to be here this weekend are keeping our fingers crossed that they might do a soft opening.
Well, you can wish all you want to.
Yeah. Although I did see there's some sort of, I guess, media and invited guest preview they're doing Thursday night. Of course, we did not get invited, but our friend Jen said that she's going to be there.
Ooh. I got my invite. You didn't get yours?
I didn't. Fine.
Oh. Guess they like me better.
I guess. So if it's in good enough condition for a preview Thursday night, maybe a soft opening.
Oh no, you have to give the media 24 hours to feel important.
I'm getting the whiny voice going on here. It doesn't even bother me about the whole media thing. I would just like, as a guest, to be able to experience it this weekend, because I'm leaving. I have to drive back home on Monday, so I want it to happen before Monday.
We'll see if the Disney gods deliver, my friend.
We'll see. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
They delivered me a soft open of the Matterhorn when it was like after it was closed for like a year.
That is true.
I was hanging around and I was like, I bet it's going to open. And looked around, there it was. That was cool. They cranked up the Yeti sound like full volume.
Nice. I'm thinking Sunday after the half marathon, I'm just going to go into the park and I'm just going to stand in Tomorrowland and wait and watch.
There was some activity going on there. They had like a door open up front. There's people walking around like in cast member uniform, not construction or anything. So I was wondering, I kind of looked over there and go, there's a lot of movement going on. So I really wouldn't be surprised if there was a soft open. But,
yeah, so because they've got the Star Wars launch bay that is opening in, what are they calling it now? It's not Innoventions anymore. It's the Tomorrowland.
I don't know. It's the signage still says Innoventions is not open today.
Or ever. But anyway, the building is now going by a different name because I guess Star Wars is going to be on the upper level. And then there's a Marvel meet and greet that's going to be in the lower level, or vice versa, one or the other.
Which one do you think would be the most important one?
I think Star Wars might.
I know Star Wars is the most important, but would you associate the bottom floor with most important or top floor?
I don't. I wouldn't. I would give them equal weight.
I would like Star Wars on the bottom though, because I feel like there's probably more room down there. Or is there room
It's
upstairs?
a circular building.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
the
but the
same amount of
ceilings are
room
probably
upstairs
lower.
as downstairs.
Yeah, but the
It's
staircase
like the
is
Alamo.
somewhere.
There's a basement.
There is. I don't know, man.
I don't know. So I mean, so anyway, so we've got that to look forward to, and then they're doing what Jedi thing they're doing over in the Captain EO Theater.
Oh, what is it? The Path of the Jedi?
Yes, which
Yes.
I guess is going to be clips of, I guess, the original trilogy. It's just going to be like a celebration of Star Wars movies. So Disneyland, open it this weekend. Come on.
It's gonna be nuts, man.
Yeah,
I hope
it
that's
is.
crazy.
It's going to be the from this weekend on. It's just going to be crazy in the park for the rest of the year until further notice.
So I got to enjoy it one last time before it got crazy.
Yeah. I think your timing was just right on that.
Yeah.
One thing that is rather pleasing for a number of people, especially now as it appears that the Innoventions or the former Innoventions building is not going to be torn down, at least not for a while. It also means that the Autopia is safe for a while. There was speculation that that might be torn out to make way for actually something Star Wars related before they announced the Star Wars Land expansion.
Mhm.
But the word that we've heard, and I saw this on Mouse Planet, is that Autopia is getting a new sponsor. It had been Chevron for a while, and now it's going to be Honda.
I guess they're moving their money from the robot thing they had going on in Innoventions.
Yeah, Asimo has gone away. And Honda already...
Asimo or Asimo?
I don't know. Asimo. I don't know. I just say Asimo. I don't know. I don't even think about it when I say it. But anyway, he's going to be parking cars. Asimo's going to be parking cars at the Autopia. And
take more jobs from Americans.
Honda is going to sponsor it. And that's a good fit because Honda already sponsors Autopia at Hong Kong Disneyland.
And Community on Yahoo Screen.
Of course it does. We don't have a date on this yet. The article that I read on Mouse Planet did not say when this is going to happen. It would require probably a minor refurbishment of the Autopia track that we do not anticipate would be very long, especially since everything that's going down for temporary to permanent refurbishment in Disneyland after the beginning of the year, they don't need one more ride doing that as well. So if Autopia goes offline for a while, I expect it'll be back fairly quick. And speaking of Star Wars, and we talked about all the Star Wars stuff going on at Disneyland, we know a little bit more about the Star Wars experiences that are going to begin this December 1st at Disney Hollywood Studios.
When is this coming to land? Is that with Star Wars Season of the Force, or?
Yeah, they're going to do their own Season of the Force thing. Disney's Hollywood Studios is getting everything that Tomorrowland at Disneyland is getting.
But Disneyland is getting it first, though.
Disneyland's getting it first by about 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then on
that's
December
with
1st,
the Season of the Force starting,
they'll have all of that. They'll have the Season of the Force stuff. They'll have the launch bay. They'll have the Star Wars Path of the Jedi. And one thing that was kind of fun in the article in the Disney Parks blog that was talking about all this, they showed a video clip of some of the stuff we will see when Jakku, one of the planet locations in Star Wars The Force Awakens, when it gets added to Star Tours.
And it's a really cool scene. Kirsten Dunst is a character, and she's in a car, and it's 1979, and she's driving, and she comes across this diner, and Jar Jar Binks runs out on the road, and she strikes him with the vehicle, and his shoe flies up into a tree, and he gets lodged inside her windshield. And so she stops for a bit and tries to recollect and, kind of get her stuff together. And she doesn't know what to do, so she drives with Jar Jar Binks still stuck in the windshield, and he's still alive, but he dies.
Wow. Next thing you're going to tell me that they have a romantic scene where he hangs upside down and he kisses her.
You can find out more with Fargo Season 2, now on FX. That was on the first episode.
Nice. And I got the Spider-Man reference in there, so haha.
Nice.
Anyway, there's actually a very cool clip none of that is true, by the way, in case you haven't figured that out, of the Millennium Falcon flying through Jakku being chased by, what are those things
TIE
called?
fighters.
By TIE fighters.
Wow.
God, total brain fart right there. It's like, what are
You
those?
don't deserve a
What are
soft
those?
open.
What are those things called? Those kind of round and things with the wings and all that. Anyway,
I'm calling Disney now and saying no soft open for you.
I know. This is like missing out on the Great Pumpkin. Disney's not going to think I'm sincere anymore, and they're going to totally pass me by.
They're going to call you Pigpen.
Exactly. So sad. But anyway, I'm guessing that when the season of the Force starts in Tomorrowland and then December 1st at Disney's Hollywood Studios, that we will have the Star Tours enhancement there as well.
Nice.
It looks really good. It really looks good.
Did we talk about this? Do you think they're gonna guarantee that you get that Jakku one for like several days?
See, I would hope that they would. I really would, because
they're
that's
doing a
what
pretty good
everybody's
job
going to
of-
want to see.
They're doing a good job right now of giving me the same one over and over, so it shouldn't be a problem. So freaking sick of pod racing. Oh my god, I'm so sick of it.
See, I very rarely get pod racing.
I know, we talk about this like every show.
I
but
know,
I'm
and
so
then I always get my episodes and my segments screwed up because I know there's only so many arrangements and I can never remember which one goes with which.
Oh, but going back to the Kirsten Dunst thing, the Spider-Man thing, did you ever see Spider-Man 3? I mean, no. they
Yes,
made
where she's
Spider-Man
in the
2.
car in
Both
the
of them
web
were
hanging
sucky.
from the building with Sandman, and yeah.
No, but I really hated that one with Andrew Garfield. Did you see that sequel? Oh, have I talked about that ever?
Once or twice you might have.
No, but yeah, I would think they'd have to guarantee you see it. Because people are going to walk away pissed.
Yeah, they are. They're gonna get mad, especially because they're gonna probably be in line for a long time because it's gonna get really crowded.
God, that line is so tedious.
Yeah, how long do you think on Monday? How long do you think the line is going to be for Hyperspace Mountain, the standby line? 3 hours?
I would say 3 hours would be about right. I would say possibly a little bit more.
Okay.
I don't know if it'd go up to 4 though.
Alrighty. And how long will it take for Fast Pass to sell out for the day?
That'll be done by 1 o'clock.
Okay. I was going to say 11 o'clock, but we'll see.
I think they have more fast pass capacity than Radiator Springs with that one.
Okay. We shall see.
We shall. The game is afoot.
Yes. So, sad news, but kind of uplifting news too, I guess. Have you been following the story behind Force for Daniel? Or hashtag Force for Daniel?
Oh yeah, it was all over Reddit and Twitter and all that.
Yes. Well, Daniel Fleetwood was a gentleman who had terminal cancer. It was a real nasty, aggressive cancer called spindle cell sarcoma that affects the connective tissue in your body. He had been given about 2 months to live in July and had defied his doctors and was continuing to hang in there. Daniel was a diehard Star Wars fan. I mean, serious Star Wars fan. And his dying wish was to be able to see Star Wars The Force Awakens because he did not believe that he would survive for the movie's premiere on December 18th. And his wife, Ashley, and other members of the family took it upon themselves to vigorously campaign online to get Daniel his dying wish. And they did it using the hashtag Force for Daniel. And it got a lot of traction, a lot of attention. In fact, members of the cast, John Boyega, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, all were retweeting, hashtag Force for Daniel. And obviously the request got to Disney and it got to J.J. Abrams. Long story short, last week, Daniel got to see the movie in his home in Nacogdoches, Texas, which is a town on the east part, on the eastern half of Texas, about midway between Houston and Dallas. And he had gotten a personal phone call from J.J. Abrams. I think it was on Wednesday. They screened it for him on Thursday.
Now, do we know, was it just him, or was he allowed to have like friends?
He had friends and family there, and I'm sure they all had to sign confidentiality agreements because Disney was doing a big favor for them, but they still have rules about disclosure and such. So I'm sure they all had to sign agreements that they would not divulge what was going on in the movie. So on November 5th, which was last Thursday, Ashley Fleetwood had posted on her Facebook page, "To all our wonderful supporters, friends, family, and awesome strangers, Daniel's final dream was just granted. Today, the wonderful Disney and Lucasfilm made his final dream come true in the amazing, typical Disney way. They really do make dreams come true. Daniel just finished watching an unedited version of Star Wars The Force Awakens. We would like to thank the awesome, talented J.J. Abrams for calling us yesterday to tell us Daniel was getting his wish granted. We also would like to thank Lynn, Ben, and Anhuak for coming to our home and screening the movie for Daniel. Lastly, I want to thank all the amazing people who helped make this happen. Thank you beyond words. May the Force be with you all." He also was visited by members of the 501st Legion, the group that does all the cosplay and the stormtrooper outfits, and they do a lot of charity work and community service work. They made him an honorary member. Daniel Fleetwood got so much joy and love from the Star Wars fan community. It was just amazing. The sad part is that Daniel passed away Tuesday. And to that, Ashley posted, Daniel put up an amazing fight to the very end. He is now one with God and with the Force. He passed in his sleep and in peace. He will always be my idol and my hero. Please hug Uncle Mark for me and give Lucy lots of kisses. Rest in peace, my love. And then she posted the last selfie that they had took together. So kind of bittersweet, but at the same time, when the internet is going crazy over stupid stuff like red Starbucks cups and whatever the last dumb thing like Ben Carson or Donald Trump said, it's kind of nice to see that through social media and through the internet, you can make good things happen and fulfill, a dying wish for a hardcore Star Wars fan. So, props to Disney and props to J.J. Abrams for coming through on that. Our condolences and best wishes to Ashley Fleetwood and to Daniel's family and friends.
Well, other Star Wars news. I know I'm annoying the hell out of you with me, but
you don't want to see any of this, do you?
I'm done with it. So there's new trailers out. There's a Japanese trailer and there's a TV trailer out for Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and there's new footage. And honestly, I haven't even watched them because I'm satisfied.
It's not giving anything away.
I don't care that it's giving anything away. I don't want to see any more. I don't want to see a new scene. I don't want to see a new location. I don't want to see anything. I am satisfied with the 3 trailers that I was given. If Americans were supposed to see that Japanese commercial, it would have been released in America. That's what I think.
It's on the internet. There are no boundaries on the internet.
No, I can't. I'm satisfied with what I have.
Okay.
I don't want anything more. I don't want to get greedy.
Now, in the wake of this new footage, there have been fans making supercuts of the trailer. And one of the best ones that I saw, it wasn't really a supercut of the trailer. It was basically someone took all the scenes and edited them together, all the clips, trying to make what they believed to be the chronological order as it will appear in the film.
Ooh, I wonder how close they'll be.
I don't know. There are some edits that I think I would have made to it. I would have moved a couple of things. But the thing that's so funny, and I know you say you don't want to see any more footage, no additional details has been given away beyond all the speculation that we're already tossing about out there. When you add up all the footage, okay, this is a 2-hour movie, okay? There's like 5 minutes of footage that has actually been released. So it's not too much. It's not giving away anything. So there.
I'm cool, man.
you're just hanging back and you're not looking at it. So when the movie comes out,
Yeah.
and we're 36 days away now from Star Wars: The Force Awakens opening in theaters, will you go back and look at the trailers?
Yeah, I'll go back and I'll look at those trailers. Definitely.
And
After I've seen the movie.
And you go, see, that was a giveaway. Yeah, you're gonna go back and you're gonna dissect.
I'm not concerned about it being a giveaway. I just don't want to see anything more. I like what I've seen, and I don't need any more. I'm already sold. I'm fine.
Yeah, like it's not like they need to convince us anymore to go see the movie, right?
They really don't. So it's like, you guys, you already have my money. You've given me 3 trailers, and I've loved all 3 of them. And, you know, like any good thing, it ends as a trilogy.
3 and done.
3 and done. You guys, you did the prequels. Those sucked. But you gotta do like the Star Trek thing, where every other set is a good one. That's what they say, right? Star Trek movies, every other one sucks, really.
Yeah, it's the even-numbered ones that are good in the Star Trek series.
And it's the odd numbers for Star Wars, because you have trilogy number 1. That was great. Number 2, bad. Number 3, let's be good again.
Gotta be. It's due.
Star Wars Episode 8. Let's get good again.
That's right. Let's make Star Wars great again.
Oh my God, Darth Trump.
Oh my.
You could get that Lawrence Kasdan to write it.
No, he's not doing Star Wars movies anymore. He says he doesn't want to.
He's the one who did Empire. He screenwrote Empire and Return of the Jedi, I believe, right?
Yes, he did.
And then he did Episode 7, right?
Yeah.
And now Han Solo in 2018.
He's doing the Han Solo project.
And then after that,
he says he's done.
kind of like me in the new trailers.
In an interview he gave to a German tabloid, Kasdan said, "I have now made 4 Star Wars movies. That's more than enough." Sounds a little burnt out.
I have seen 3 Star Wars trailers. That was more than enough.
You're a little burnt out.
Lawrence and I, we see eye to eye in a lot of things.
I think so. So yeah, so Lawrence Kasdan, who J.J. Abrams has heaped nothing but praise upon for his work and collaboration on The Force Awakens. Abrams has said that working with Lawrence Kasdan was like, quote, taking an extended master class, unquote, in filmmaking.
I'm so glad that he's back writing this one.
Yes.
That excites me.
Yeah, it excites me that George Lucas is not attached to any of these movies.
Yeah, the best ones really well.
I'm sorry, George, you had a good run. But really, seriously, the best Star Wars movies were the ones he didn't direct.
What about A New Hope? Episode 4, sorry.
Okay, I'll give him the first one, but Empire Strikes Back,
Yeah, that was solid.
better movie. Return of the Jedi, not as good as 2. You can get a good argument started whether it was better or equal to episode 4. So
No, I gotta say it's definitely for me 2-1-3.
okay. I
But-
will not
but
I will
then-
not argue with you on that.
But then I also think that episode 4 should just by default be number 1.
Because it started the whole thing.
It's Star Wars.
Yeah. It's Star Wars. I know. I have trouble calling it episode 4 or A New Hope. It's Star Wars.
Well, I call it both. But it's like that is Star Wars. That was Star Wars. And then everything came after that. And it's a good movie. It's a classic movie.
It's a classic movie. And
By
rightfully
all
so.
means, it deserves to be in number 1. I just don't know if I place it there because of Empire Strikes Back. But it
Right.
deserves to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a hard trilogy to place for me.
I agree. And on different, with each viewing, my opinion changes on it. I will kind of flip-flop back and forth. One thing that was kind of encouraging that J.J. Abrams said, too, when talking about the Force Awakens, is he very much wanted it. It's not a movie that's going to have a cliffhanger. It doesn't sound like it. He said he very much wanted The Force Awakens to have a distinct beginning, middle, and end. So I think in many ways it's going to be like episode 4, like A New Hope, which has a distinct beginning, middle, and end, but absolutely left the door open for the subsequent films. And I think that's what Abrams is doing with The Force Awakens. And that's pretty cool.
I'd like that.
We're excited, and we're gonna be talking about this a lot more in the coming weeks.
Man.
Yeah.
Star Wars fever.
Catch it.
Feel the burn.
Other movie trailers that aren't getting nearly as much attention or interest. There are new trailers out for Alice Through the Looking Glass. The Tim Burton produced, James Bobin directed follow-up to Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland.
Why? Nobody's begging for it.
Yeah, I know. It's only because it made a lot of money. But, obviously this is a movie that Disney believes in. They've given it a Memorial Day weekend opening. So they expect this movie to do extremely well. And I'm not sure I would have been that committed to it.
Well, I mean, if you get the cast assigned back up, I mean, it's kind of solid.
Well, yeah, I know. But
is Danny Elfman back?
Yep, Danny Elfman's doing the music.
Good. At least he's coming back.
I mean, I get why they did it from a strictly business standpoint. I do not get why they did it from a creative standpoint, because I just don't think Alice in Wonderland was a good movie.
They're trying to do like a time travel thing.
Yes.
He has to go back to 1955.
Stop it.
He has to get his parents to kiss at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance.
And his dad is Sacha Baron Cohen.
Only for the first movie, and then they used an image of his likeness for the second one, and he sued them over it and won.
Sacha Baron Cohen is playing Time.
Himself. Time, yes.
Time, yes. And he looks actually, his outfit and his demeanor, he looks kind of cool. And if this movie has a saving grace, if this movie is giving me a reason to see it, it's James Bobin is directing and Sacha Baron Cohen is in it.
What did Bobin do? I read this. I forgot.
The Muppets. We talked about it last week.
Oh, yeah, the Muppets.
Yep. And Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So there's hope. So we'll keep our fingers crossed on that.
A new hope.
The other trailer that came out was for Finding Dory. And Ellen DeGeneres was all giddy and happy over this and talked about it on her show and on social media. It was just a teaser trailer, and the story revolves around Dory going in search of her family.
Oh.
I mean, it looks sweet and sentimental, and it captures the same vibe that you got from Finding Nemo. I'm not sure how excited I am to see this movie, though. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be solid Pixar, but I'm not excited over it like I would be for, say, The Incredibles 2.
I have to wait 20 more years for that one.
I know.
Just think about it. That movie is coming out so far out.
It's in 3 years, because it's even beyond that, isn't it?
Yeah,
no, it's 3 years. It's 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure.
Because that's still enough time for them to come out and say, we're walking away from the project.
Mm.
I mean, just because they announced it doesn't mean it's happening.
No, it's happening. It's happening because Brad Bird pretty much has the script done.
Okay, yeah. So
they're all
Pixar
in on that one,
and
they have the movie poster done, and we saw it at the D23 Expo. So no, that The Incredibles is not one that's going to drop off the radar. It's going to happen.
Oh, but they've never done that before. Newt.
Yeah, or put it on hold like The Good Dinosaur. You saw the preview for The Good Dinosaur at Disneyland. What'd you think?
It was really beautiful until the characters showed up. I'm not sold on it. I don't believe, I don't staunchly believe it's going to be a bad movie. I'm really on the fence about how I feel about it, but I did not walk away from that preview especially excited.
Okay. And I agree with you. The background, the nature scenery animation that they do is just incredible. They actually went to the animators actually went to like Wyoming or something like that, or Montana, big sky, great wide open wilderness, to capture the feel of those locales. And that's what ended up in the movie.
The characters are awful though. The background artists, they deserve a lot of kudos. I don't know. And I've
got to see it on the big screen. It's something other than a trailer. So, I'm going to be at Disneyland this weekend. I'm sure I will check it out.
Because it's like, I get that. I mean, I know they want to make the animals like really cartoonish to sell toys. I'm not against that, but they could have made them look different. I hate the way they look. It bothers me. It doesn't fit with the rest of the movie.
It was a style and design choice.
It's a poor one.
I'm sorry.
I'm so bitter.
I can tell.
I'm an entitled pass holder, and I wasn't satisfied with my treatment.
The Good Dinosaur ruined your entire experience.
Ruined the magic for me, Tim.
Ruined it.
I wanted to go see Bug's Life, or It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Or one of those things. And you want to see Hopper actually drop down out of the ceiling instead of just a
he wasn't
voice.
even working last time. Ridiculous. You're getting lazy over there.
They are. Damn
oh my word! Speaking of which, I was so excited to show my friend Indiana Jones the ride, because it's my absolute favorite ride of Disney of all time.
Yeah, and you went with a friend who had not been to Disneyland in what, like 20 years, you said?
20 years. She was 4 years old when she went last. So everything was new to her, and it was really exciting to go with somebody with that. And it was really exhausting to plan, to show somebody who hasn't been there in 20 years 2 parks in one day, not even all the way to close.
See everything you can.
We did really well, though. I was satisfied.
You were fortunate that it wasn't too crowded.
Yeah, and it's weird how with like Disneyland, you can be good at going to Disneyland. Like, you can actually get better at going to Disneyland with time.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely.
And it's weird to think about that. Like, oh, yeah, he's bad at going to Disneyland. He doesn't know what to do. But, yeah, you learn, like, what's really efficient, how to do this. Okay, get that. Yeah. It's weird. You just kind of learn it, but you don't realize it.
Yes, this is very true. So, anyway, you guys went on Indiana Jones. And
Indiana Jones, yes. We went on Indiana Jones. And I was so excited for it. And then we get to the climax. There is no ball. The boulder's gone. It's just black.
Where did it go?
Like, it's not like it was, sometimes the light doesn't work or anything. It was not there.
Okay, that's just sad.
I know.
Okay, now that truly bothers me. For Disneyland to allow the ride to operate when the best effect in the whole ride is not functional.
It's like they take it out and they pretend like nobody's noticing.
I mean, that's not like taking, the pirate with the bare foot sitting on the bridge. You take him out, it doesn't ruin the overall look of, and feel of the ride. But you take that out, the climactic scene at the Indiana Jones adventure, it ruins it.
It was so ridiculous.
Oh my God, that's awful. So you just have Indy hanging there, not being threatened by anything.
Oh, back up. Oh no. It's like, dude, why are you freaking? You need to chill. There's nothing coming. And then you get down. Oh shit, where'd that boulder come from?
I know. Oh my! I'm so disappointed. I'm disappointed for your friend.
I know.
I mean, at least you've seen it before.
She walked away, and I was like, "Wow." She did not really enjoy it as much as I was hoping.
Oh, bad show, Disney. Seriously.
It's like, don't even have the ride open then, because come on.
Oh my God.
Anyway, that was that.
So there. Moving on.
Yeah, so I found there's an article on Reddit that popped up from the New York Post. Robin Williams apparently has in his will that, well, let's go back a little bit. A former executive over at Disney made a comment that there were so many outtakes from the movie Aladdin that they could really piece together a sequel if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Of Robin Williams' Genie. They had so many recordings. But he put into his will that his name and tape performance or any voice recordings cannot be used for 25 years after his death.
Good for him. I had remembered reading something about that. I didn't think at the time that it applied specifically to Aladdin, but I mean, this was to, protect everything else that he did out there as well. And I think this is something that you're going to see more celebrities do, so they can't do like, the holographic Tupac, on stage. So I think, I mean, good for Robin Williams on that. bummer for Disney you can't use the footage, because I'm sure it's just absolutely amazing. But even, before his death, he realized that how much he could be exploited once he passed away.
Well, it reminds me a lot of the whole, what kind of started this sort of movement, really, I believe, was the whole Crispin Glover thing with Back to the Future, where he was in the first movie, and then he did not sign on for the second movie. And so Universal, to fill some gaps, used footage from him that they had left over from the first movie, and they used a stand-in. So he, sued them for using his likeness without their permission, even though they owned the footage. He thought that they didn't have the right to use it.
And he won that, didn't he?
He absolutely did.
Yeah, because it's a whole new film. That's a whole new contract.
Yeah. So it's really interesting to go back and go, oh wow, that's interesting when you know that.
Yeah, and speaking of Aladdin, today is the anniversary of Aladdin's release. It opened in theaters today, November 11th in 1992.
God, that's so long ago.
I know.
My word.
You were younger.
1992. What was I? 88, 89, 90.
I was 30.
It was 3 or 4. I don't know. Yeah, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 4.
You're counting on your fingers, aren't you?
Absolutely, I am. You don't?
Yeah. Sometimes I do. Anyway,
yeah.
So happy anniversary, happy birthday, or do you wish a movie a happy birthday? I don't know.
I don't. I think it's kind of like clapping to a movie at the end. It really doesn't matter.
No one knows. You know what I hate? You know what I hate is people who wish happy birthday to celebrities who have long since died.
I hate when they refer to old people as so blank and blank years young.
Yes.
That bothers me. I'm sick of birthdays. Thanks, Facebook.
It's becoming too much of a hassle just to type happy birthday.
I rarely ever do. I will it'll be a really good friend's birthday. I won't write happy birthday. If it's some stranger, not stranger, but somebody I hardly know, I'll be like, oh, I wish them a happy birthday. And then another friend comes up, oh, I wish them one. But then there's no reason to rhyme to who I wish a happy birthday to.
I've gotten that way too. I'm awful.
Yeah, whatever. You're not going to care about me wishing you a happy birthday. If you want, text me. I'll say happy birthday.
I'm going to remember that you were the one person, my one Facebook friend, that didn't wish me a happy birthday, and I will unfriend you.
I've been down that road before. Go
Whatever.
ahead. Why don't you block me while we're at it?
No, I'll just put you on hide like the rest.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. Moving right along. Speaking of the Muppets.
Speaking of the Muppets? When did we speak of the Muppets? We spoke of the
Moving
Muppets.
right along. That song.
Oh, I was thinking of Moving On Up and the Jeffersons anyway. Different generation. Move on.
Yeah. We're talking about, the Muppets. Now, I watched the TV show. I'm caught up with it. I enjoy it. But apparently there's some, what would you say, disagreements, drama, something going on.
There appears to be some turmoil and disagreement over the direction that the show needs to be going. So Bob Cashell, I guess, who's the current showrunner or now the former showrunner, he's being dropped and is being replaced by Kristen Newman, who was a co-producer on Gallivant. And by the way, Gallivant is an awful series. I know it got picked up. It's going to get a second season after the first of the year. But, oh my God, that's an awful show.
I don't know why anybody would even watch it.
Yes. So I guess there is some dissatisfaction over the direction that the Muppets has taken. And there are going to be some changes. Now, we don't know to what degree. I have not enjoyed the show as much as you did. I thought it was good, but it's made me really miss the original Muppet Show. And I realized things cannot remain the same. But it's not bad, but it just didn't hold my interest.
I mean, I'm curious to see how they're going to be rebooting this thing. I can get behind the right idea. Mm-hmm. But I don't have a problem with where it's going right now.
Yeah. And I think the biggest issue with the Muppets, too, though, is that the ratings have dipped dramatically. It opened pretty strong, but the audience hasn't stayed with it. And it's also suffered from, I mean, there's been a lot of mediocre reviews overall.
Yeah,
but you like it. And
like
our friend
it.
Ron likes it. I know you guys are huge fans, so we'll see.
I'm not a huge fan. I like it.
Yeah. So, but ABC hasn't given up on it. You know, it's a franchise that has served them well. So I think they are going to be a little bit more patient with it, and hopefully the show will find its footing to everyone's satisfaction.
I think more networks need to be patient with their new shows, because so many shows start off kind of lame and then they get way good, like, as you get into it. You can't just cancel a show halfway through a season. It hasn't spread its wings yet.
Yes. Now, one series that did that, and I've fallen behind again, but I need to catch up. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did that.
I got so out of that show.
Early on, it was having trouble kind of finding its direction, finding its momentum. But midway through season 1, it just caught fire. And I think it's an excellent show. And I got into just the beginning of season 2. I need to catch up, but really solid show. And this is definitely an example, like you said, of a show that kind of needed time to find its direction and its purpose. And I think it's a lot of fun right now.
Yeah, I got bored with it and I don't feel like going back.
Okay. All righty. Well, you can have the Muppets and I'll have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and we'll both be happy.
There we go. I'll force myself to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. one of these days, but I ain't feeling it.
That's a binge watch. It's on Netflix. So, go crazy.
Go crazy, guys.
There was a running event this past weekend at Walt Disney World. It was the Wine and Dine Half Marathon. It was a victim of some inclement weather, and it caused, I guess they were having some pretty severe lightning in and around the Walt Disney World area.
Just a really fast runner, Tim.
Which is, yeah, I know, just like it was the Flash.
And
because of that, they delayed the start of the race until quite late, to the point that they had to shorten the event from 13.1 miles, which is your typical half marathon, down to 6.7 miles.
Whoa.
I know. How about that?
That's a jog for some of those people.
That is. Well, the gentleman who ended up winning the race, his name is Jonathan Mott, and he covered the 6.7 miles in 34 minutes and 30 seconds.
I bet you he wouldn't have won if it was the full race.
I'm betting that he would have at least been in the running.
Oh, yeah.
But so anyway, that was kind of an unusual thing. Not that it's unusual to have lightning in Florida, but maybe this time of year. And to my knowledge, I don't think this has happened before, where an event has been shortened or rain delayed or what have you to this extent. But I guess lightning is kind of a serious deal when you live in Central Florida.
Shocking, isn't it?
Shocking, isn't it? But that said,
1.21 gigawatts.
Speaking of running events and runDisney events, the Avengers Superheroes Half Marathon Weekend is coming up this weekend, and I'm running it, as is our social media goddess, Becky.
I will not be running it because that is effort.
I know, and that's okay.
We know that's the one thing I do not put forth.
You do not. Anthony does not do effort. Just listen
Anthony
to the
can
show.
do this?
No.
That is his effort.
So this weekend, it's going on at Disneyland, and I've kind of lost my mind. I am doing all 3 events. I am doing the 5K on Friday, the 10K on Saturday, and the half marathon on Sunday. Becky's a smart one. She's only doing the half marathon, but she's coming off of this past weekend. She did a full marathon in Southern California, where she was running hills.
They're alive.
They're alive.
The sound of music.
Yes, they are. And the hills have eyes as well.
Ooh.
So I have not, this is the first time I've done the Avengers events, but I'm looking forward to this one. This is fun. This is a great weekend for people who dress up, and they do all the superhero characters, and it's really a lot of fun.
That's nuts. People want to pay to run.
People are going to be there. People are going to do it.
People run for recreation.
I know. We pay good money to be in agony at the end of an hour to 2 hours or longer.
See, I need motivation, right? If I'm going to run. See what I do? I will run for about 5 minutes in Disneyland until somebody tells me to stop. And then once I continue
I'm
running...
not running. I'm briskly walking. We went through that on the Haunted Mansion.
I will keep running. And then once they start a chase, then I'm getting my exercise. Because now I have a reason to keep moving.
So when security is going after you...
Yep. Then I'm good. And that will do it for this edition of Inside the Mouse Castle. Don't forget to visit us at themousecastle.com, on Facebook at facebook.com/themousecastle, and on Twitter at Inside the MC.
And of course, we're also on Instagram, Tumblr, and Pinterest, and you can subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. And if you're used to listening to the show as part of your subscription to the Mouse Castle Lounge, we move things around on our hosting service and on iTunes, so you'll need to resubscribe to us again if you want to keep getting our show. That sounded like a threat, didn't it?
That was rude.
Sorry.
People don't care for your demeanor.
Yes, I know that. Yeah, that had a bad attitude to it. I apologize, but we did that. In the long run, it'll be easier to find our show. So anyway, yes. So please subscribe. No matter how you listen to us, don't make us have to beg.
I'm too pretty to beg.
Yeah. And again, Becky and I will be running in the Avengers half marathon weekend. So look for us. We'll be out in the park all weekend. And you're doing some business traveling. So we're pretty sure, working out your schedule, that we'll be back Tuesday, Wednesday,
probably release Wednesday.
Something like that. Record Tuesday, release Wednesday, kind of like we're doing now.
Probably like that.
So Wednesday will be a thing, maybe. See,
if
you subscribe to us, you get the show automatically, and you would already know this.
And I should be better rested then.
I certainly hope so. After marathoning it at Disneyland and then catching a flight home and then staying up to record the show with me, I admire your fortitude, sir.
I'm so out of it. Thank you, everybody, for putting up with me this episode. And every episode, for that matter.
Yes, exactly. I was going to chime in with that. But anyway, in whatever condition Anthony and I are in, we will catch you next time on Inside the Mouse Castle.
See ya.